What'd you think of Moses stepping in their starting lineup and what he gave you guys tonight?
He was great. Moses gave us a spark, giving us a big at the rim, keeping Williams off the glass, and then also challenging shots there when anyone was driving. So I thought he was great, and offensively, putbacks and being able to finish at the rim was big.
You guys are obviously limited in the roster and ability to sign up to another contract after this one runs out, but safe to say this is pretty much the reason you guys signed him for a game like this, when he could step in.
Yeah, we needed someone at the rim, and he did a really good job for us. And so just understanding that he probably will get another 10-day from someone. And that's just the opportunity to give him credit for coming out as a pro and helping us find a way to win. And his next game is his last game, and hopefully he can play as well as he did tonight.
How did you and the staff just decide, like, hey, we want to give him a look in the starting lineup tonight?
Well, we discussed options. DP's on restricted minutes, so we felt that it was an easy conversation to have that we would go with Moses. So that's how we decided.
Jason, one thing that you used to say a lot after a game with Luka is, we can't take Luka for granted. What about Kyrie and just the consistent effort that he's brought out on the floor every single night? And, truthfully, this whole season, but also his time in Dallas.
Yeah, I think he's been very consistent here in Dallas. You can never take granted for any star or anybody that's in the uniform. They all play their part to help the team win. And so, just understand what he means for our leadership, and his calmness and his energy is at a high, and the guys play off of that. And so you could see that in tonight's game. I wouldn't say it was a long road trip, but it was a mentally long road trip. And I thought, this type of game, you can come out flat. And I thought Kai did a great job of keeping the guys' energy high. And I thought, that, again, he picked his spots to go score, and he did that at a high level for us tonight.
Everybody being human, you just mentioned it sort of. A game like this, knowing what Charlotte's been going through, how tough is a game like this emotionally for players?
Yeah, well, we knew that, understanding no matter who's in uniform over there, they're going to play hard. They have had a stretch here that hasn't been good, and they're pros. And so, again, give them credit, came out and played hard. After this past week of losing by a couple points, I think just understanding this is you can be beaten on any given night, and you have to come out and execute your game plan. And just the week that we've been through, both teams, I thought Kai and Clay did a great job of leading this group, and that's what we needed for our veterans to lead us to get a W tonight.
Coach Kidd, a few games ago, you briefly talked about having to keep an eye on Kessler's games as he approaches that number for a two-way deal. What goes into kind of you deciding how you're going to monitor that moving forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're going to, if PJ could have gone tonight, we would have sat him. And so, unfortunately, PJ couldn't go, so we needed the body. As we go forward here, we'll see how our health comes here in the next, couple weeks. If we can get healthy, then we'll probably find a way to sit him. If not, he's going to play. And if we have to play I think he has 10 games left after tonight, so we'll play. We'll play his games, and then we'll kind of figure it out from there. But if PJ's out, most likely Kessler will be in. But there's got to be a point where we can get him a game or two off to kind of spread this thing out, hopefully, if we're lucky to be healthy. Thanks.
But what Moses was able to do tonight to help you guys?
That was very impressive, especially going against Mark Williams. They were going against each other. It was a great matchup to watch from afar when they were challenging each other at the rim and blocking shots. But he rose to the occasion, Moses. And, I'm grateful he, added some interior stability for us, interior presence. Some of those floaters that they were shooting, we're luckily going off and missing just a little bit to left and right. We were able to finish the possession and get out in transition. So it felt good tonight to have that interior presence.
One of the things he said is, he's played with you in the summer before. I mean, does that help at all when you just have like a little familiarity or anything?
Yeah, for sure. We played together at my More Than a Run kind of pick up stuff that we do in the summertime, getting a lot of guys from Jersey together or in the tri-state area, high competitive games, and he was showing out in those runs. So I'm not surprised about how he did tonight. I'm just glad that he got his feet underneath him, took his time on his layups, and settled into catching the ball in the middle and being aggressive. He's 7 foot something, and when the teams are doubling me, he's that decision maker. So it felt good for him to get that out of his system tonight, play well, and feel good about himself.
Harry, at one point in the fourth quarter, Charlotte came back and tied it, and you made a couple clutch buckets in a row. Just how much pride do you take in being a closer?
A lot of pride, man. I wish that could happen every night consistently. That's what I'm building towards. When it goes well, you look great, and then when it doesn't go well and you kind of fall short, you take the lessons, not just from the loss, but from both sides of the win and loss. So tonight was definitely one of those games where it could have been a setup where we played 2 emotional games in Golden State and LA, and then coming back home and playing on our home floor. You could feel the energy wasn't at an all-time high going into halftime. We had some newfound energy that we mustered up, and we just had to finish this game strong. We know Charlotte is a good team, they're a budding team, but at the same time, we got to take advantage of who's in the lineup and who's out of the lineup, and really be a mature veteran team.
Kyrie, I feel like every single night we've asked your teammates to articulate what it means to play alongside you, to call you a teammate. Almost every one of them have used the word brother or best teammate I've ever had. They talk about your skill, your IQ. I'm curious to know, what is your definition of being a good teammate, and when and where did that articulate or come to terms, and you're finding your philosophy?
I got to make sure I slip them some cash, each one of them, for these compliments. Now I got to answer about them. No, I'm just grateful. I don't take it for granted, their sentiments. It's been a journey for me in the league to figure out what it means to be a great teammate and not just shoot the ball every time and be relied upon to be the main guy, or, you kind of just figuring out how to get the best out of yourself, let alone get the best out of the group. And, I think respectfully, I've ascended with this group as one of the leaders. I didn't come in and try to demand it or anything like that. I feel like I've earned it just by my preparation. The way I approach my day-to-day routine and my scheduling, and just trying to offer them as much advice as possible, things that probably weren't offered to me when I was that age, a little bit younger. And then a lot of guys are getting used to being in winning situations, that we have coming in. So there's that development aspect that's needed where the coaches obviously have that at the forefront of their minds, development, but us as peers, we got to hold each other accountable too on how we see the game, how we articulate the game to each other, and how we communicate so we can be on the same page. That's so important, So our locker room talks, I think that's what you're hearing is just, from guys of just being in the locker room and it's not being silent. Like a lot of locker rooms are silent at halftime. I used to be part of locker rooms like that. We didn't win a lot of games, So when you're in a locker room and guys can talk openly, say how they feel, and then off the court we can hang out with our families, it does a lot of good things for our connectivity. So I'm grateful for them.
What does it mean to you that your characters kind of mentioned before your talent?
Again, that's something that I feel like I had to work towards. Not necessarily care about what people thought about me, but just putting my best foot forward to just be kind, be compassionate, and then my talent was superseded. I could entertain you with my with my magic out there at times, as they say. But it's just the passion that I think you see through me and that exudes. And sometimes I think if I don't explain it, it could be taken the wrong way. Just like anybody, when you're really passionate about something, you're going to be quirky about it. You're going to be curious about it. And that's what basketball is for me. So some people judge me on the court. They judge me for my passion or what I don't do right. But judging me off the court for who I am and how I show up for my family and my friends and my community, that's so much more important because that's what I'm going to be remembered for. So grateful for both things, though.
You're 60 games into this thing now.
Wow. Okay.
You, in spite of everything that's happened, and it's been a lot this season, you like where this team is and knowing that you're going to get healthier at some point?
Yeah, God willing, we get healthy at the right time. How I feel about this team is, it's, I don't want to say it's similar to when we first started because we have a little bit, of a different squad, but, just the belief in each other, the belief in our coaching staff, just belief that guys can grow here as, not just thinkers on the court, but leaders in the locker room. It feels good that we can talk to each other about the little things and, be honest about where we are in the season and then try to put our best foot forward. So it's hard to be satisfied when you want to win games every night. But at the same time, being realistic, very patient with where we are now, understanding that we have obviously got to put the aggression out there against our opponent and set ourselves up to be in the top 5, or top 6. Try to crack that top 6, top 5, and get some good playoff positioning. We know it's going to be a tall task for us, so we just got to be mature about it and feel good as much as we can every single game, whoever's in the lineup. So the ups and downs have come and gone, but I think what's remaining consistent is our mentality towards every game and just making sure that even when we're not playing at our best, we can hold each other accountable to get the best out of each other.
He just finally announced her retirement. Thoughts on her career. I know I asked you prematurely thinking that she was going to come.
Yeah.
Just your favorite memories of DT and then just her career as a whole.
Yeah, I think the story's finally coming out about some of our USA our USA moments when we were in 2016. And yeah, I was there when DT told Draymond that he had never been double teamed before. I think that was one of my favorite moments. We were all arguing, and then it turned into a money contest after that, which unfortunately made the group disperse after that. Money can do that sometimes when you bring it up with other professionals in the environment. But she's just a bona fide killer, man. She comes under that stock of like Michael Jordan and Kobe, Sue Bird being her running mate and them just being a duo that lasted for such a long time going against each other. And I was one of those kids that looked up to them. It didn't matter if they were female. It was like I looked up to them because of the way they approached basketball and the way they loved it and where they came up from or where they grew up. So I'm proud of DT. It's been a long journey. Hopefully a few brands shower with $1 million deals as retirement. That's what I think that's the great getaway gift or giveaway gift or castaway gift. Is like just make sure that she's showered with a lot of love and flowers after her career is done. She deserves it. She's done a lot for the basketball culture in general, for male and female. So I'm proud of her. Happy for her. Shout out to you, DT. Can't wait till I get to my retirement stage.
Go ahead with questions from the audience.
Yeah, just knowing, you're gonna be in the starting lineup tonight, what was just kind of your mindset going into this game of what you wanted to give the team?
Mainly execution. So, haven't started for this team, haven't played for this team all year. So I made sure that, coming in, I just made sure I wanted to be a good fit, setting good screens, getting guys open, and coming with the same energy and approach that I watched these guys on TV have. So it was a big deal today.
Yeah, not just how good did it feel to help this team, get a win?
It feels good. It feels good to help them. Like I said, I'm just complimentary of my teammates. I'm playing for them. So at the same time, I'm thankful for my coaches and teammates for giving me the opportunity. And, as long as I go out there and play with energy, I think we're going to get a good result.
It seemed like you and Kyrie developed chemistry as the game went on. Just thoughts of playing alongside him?
I have experience playing with Kyrie, just during the summer training and playing in charity games in New Jersey. So me and Kyrie kind of got that chemistry already. I know he's really aggressive. I know people change the way their game plans are going to be because he's so good at what he does. So that being said, I tried to make sure I gave him enough space to score and just complimented him best I could.
Moses, with you playing with Kyrie on an NBA team now, is there anything about his game that kind of surprises you playing next to him?
Just his IQ. It's kind of like we have a lot of nonverbal contact, just giving me a lot of looks, letting me know what to do. Sometimes I'll go into a drag. Sometimes he wants me to just space out so he can catch it in the post and, play off the double team. So with that being said, just making sure I'm aware, just making sure I know where he's at on the court. We kind of got like that, chemistry going on.
I believe going into halftime, you were the leading scorer for the Mavericks. What does that mean to you and to your game that, you're able to kind of bring that performance to an NBA roster?
It just shows the intensity that I play with. Like I said, I just want to continue to crash and be an anchor on defense. But sometimes defense creates offense, and coming out of the first half, that was an example of it. Coming out there, I just wanted to really focus on defense and, like I said, executing coach's game plan, and it made sense.
Moses, so you had a stint with the Mavericks earlier, and now you're back. What would you say about your game most has grown since your time with the Mavericks a few years ago all the way to now?
I feel I've matured as a person. I feel the game has slowed down a lot. I watch a lot of film with the coaches. Every chance I get, I'm in there, and I just feel like it's just a maturity, knowing where to be on the court and the game slowing down for me, just getting older and being an older player in the league.
And then with Coach Kidd, now you've played for him twice, the first time and now this time, and he has a Western Conference Finals appearance under his belt as well as a Finals appearance.
Yeah.
Is there anything from when you played for him for the first time all the way to now, is there any ways that you feel like he's changed a little bit or grown as a coach?
Well, I've noticed with Coach, even the first time I was here, it's about building trust with him. If he continues to see me work, he continues to see me grow and develop throughout the years I wasn't here. So coming back, it was just an instant effect. He went to me early a couple games before, and we continued to get acclimated for this game. So with that being said, I feel like I've executed and did everything he wanted me to do for today. So that's pretty good.
Next man mentality has been a theme for this group. Is there anybody, a voice in the locker room that, you know, kind of poured into you to give you that courage and the confidence?
Pretty much everybody, but Sean Sweeney's the guy I've been spending the most time with. He's the head assistant. AD obviously talks to me, Tyson, Dwight, all the bigs, just, you know, kind of letting me know what they're seeing, and I do my best to apply it when I'm out there.
Thanks, Moses.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.